welcome to our second episode of how to use Planswift. So my software is already open, and we are gonna go ahead. So I'll touch up a bit on what we did yesterday. Um, so yesterday we walked through the dialog box. First of all, we have the new here, which is used for opening new projects. We have this open here. This is for basically opening the projects that you've already done or are in progress. So if you want to click on a certain project, you just tap here and you open that specific project which you want. Then we have print, basically as for printing when you have paperwork to do. We have the scale. Okay, we have the zoom. We have the zoom to fit, basically. If you zoom in to the document and you want to get the document back into its original state, you just tap zoom to fit and you have the whole paper view at your disposal. You have the pan button. This helps you navigate through the drawings easily, both by use of cursor or your screen basically touching. We have the scale here, as we discussed earlier. For every page you have to scale out depending on whatever metric you use, wherever you are in the world actually. We have the dimension on the dialog. This is for picking out random dimensions in your drawing. For instance, you want to know the length of this bit from this span from this column to this column. First you zoom in and there you navigate through the drawing. So basically you want to know this is a column, this box here. Where my cursor is here is the first column, this is the second column, just next to the inspection chamber. So what you do, you tap on the dimension and tap where you want to measure and yeah, and you double tap on your touchpad. I like using a touchpad, and you have the dimension basically, which is 6.80 meters. Then we have the area right here. We have the linear. Area is basically length times width. Linear, this is a perimeter. Segment, you can pick out a part of the drawing and segment it out, and I'll walk you through that as also. We have the count. On the count dialog, basically is used for counting 1, 2, 3 as usual. On the second thing up here, just follow my cursor. We have the page. On the page dialog, our first one is to add a page. If, for instance, you want to, maybe we can try something out. Let me first tap on the pan button for navigation. So, for instance, you want to isolate this part, this bit here. You want to isolate it. You come here to the page bit on the dialog box and you tap add pages. Sorry about that. I'm saying if you want to add pages to your document, to your Swift, basically you want to import document, not to isolate it. Sorry about that. If you want to add a page, maybe you got a new revision from a colleague or your client, just come here and from here you can tap where you want to link it from. For instance, if it's from the image files, you just tap next, and through your documents, as you can see, this is my desktop. You can find the page and add it to your list of pages here. So this is used for the same thing. We have the rotation. Let me remove the pan for easier movements. So we go to page. We're still at page, right? We have this command right here. It's used to rotate. Let me fit my document to here. So we have the page here. What you do, if you want to rotate, you just tap, and as you can see, my document has flipped. Left again, and left again. There we go. Same thing for the rotate right. Same thing for the level, for the rotating in 180 degrees. Basically, it's upside down, and you flip it back on. Yes. Then we have the level. Basically, what this does is, let me zoom in. So let's assume you want to use. Let me zoom in again. There we go. So if you want to use the level command, you just tap it. Then you come to your drawing. You can tap there first. That is, you want to use one line as your level line. There we go. So whatever you do, your level line sticks there to where we set our page to. We have flip vertically, horizontally. You can crop out a bit. This is what I was I confused earlier when adding pages. Basically, if you want to crop a new page, let me zoom into the document first. Zoom in, zoom in, zoom in. Yeah. So for instance, I have this. Let me zoom out. I have this space here, and I want to use it. I want to crop it as a new page. Basically, I tap there, and I come to this room. Where is it at? Start there. So let me first. So you tap that, and from there, see what I've done. I've selected that bit of the room, and now I can add it as a new page. I can call it grocery shop. Grocery shop, and select it, and now it's a page on its own. This especially, I don't really need it, so I'm gonna delete it. Yes, I'm sure. This bit is used. Where are we? This bit is used for when you have a drawing that has different scales for different areas of the drawing, basically, or different units or elements. So you have to pay attention to what is in the drawing. Yes. So we'll first deal with that today. So maybe we can do some takeoff now, right? Yesterday we did foundational walling for the structural. So today we can do superstructure walling. Basically, in my location, most of the superstructure walling is done by what we call machine cut stones, and they are well indicated by the architect. This is, as you can see, my cursor here. Let me just hide this first to avoid confusion. So as indicated here by the architect, this is the machine cut walling. So we're gonna take a measurement of it and just walk you around. Walling can be in different sizes. There is 100 millimeters, or rather 4 inches. There is 200 millimeters, or rather 8 inches. There is what we call a drywall, mostly 50 to 100 millimeters. That's about 2 to 4 inches. So depends on where your country is. You have to pay attention to how the walling is done, the separation bits, the fenestrations, basically the doors and openings. And so let's get into it. So I'll tap here on the linear, since I like measuring my walling in linear meters. Then you can multiply by whatever height you want to use. So select that, and we call it machine cut walls. So again, another thing to pay attention to is where you measure your wall through. For instance, I like using the center line of the wall. This is the thickness. It's a 200 millimeter wall, or rather 8 inches. So I like measuring using the center line, which is about there, and you start. So there we go. Up to that, then up to that, as you can see, there is an opening there. So first you tap on your cursor and right click, new section. So basically there's various ways of measuring the walls. This is one of them. You can skip the fenestration, which is indicated as this, since there is no walling there. Makes it easier for your calculations. Then there's a bit of a wall here. You tap that, new section. Again, as you can see, there is a permanent ventilation here, and according to the designs, this is a roller shutter gate. So there is no wall there, there is no wall there, but there is a wall here. Again, to the opening, you tap, and you go on. There's a bit of a wall here. Keep attention to your center line. I there is a new wall. I'll first go. Do I call it horizontally? Well, on this axis, then I'll measure the other walls. Basically, we'll start with the external walls. Uh, this is an opening. It's a window, so you can measure that. Well, it's a window, so we skip that, and go all the way there. Then, as you measure the walls, because there is an opening like this, which is a permanent ventilation, and basically that's a window, which is about 600 mm. You're supposed to account for it by deducting. So after we measure the walls, then we'll go back and account for the number of windows measured. Then we'll deduct that from our wall quantity. After all, that's the use of software. Helps us pay attention to detail. So go to the next one. There is an opening there, new section. So we continue to this is a column, so you tap there, right click. What you do, you come here, you come. So we've basically stopped. So to resume with measurement, you right click on your computer, come here, continue with, you tap, this is the machine cut walls, you tap there, okay, then you add a new point to start, which is here, because that's a column. You have that, you tap there, you right click, new section, you continue, you come here, you come here, you tap to there, that's a column, you right click, new section, there's a bit there. Well, we can just measure this since we are here. You tap there, then you tap there, then you right click, and you come here, you tap there, because that's a like a toothing wall to help support the double door. So you tap there, you right click on the new section. You might as well measure this since we're here. You tap there to the end of the column, you right click, you come here and to there, new section. You This is a roller shutter door, this is a roller shutter door. So you come here, you measure, new section, you come here, come here, measure, new section, you come here, there we go. So new section, well, is this bit is a wall starting there to there. Right click, new section, you come where? You come here, well, these are all openings, but we can measure this. So you come here to there, and to the center line, to the center line. There's an opening here, there's a door. So you jump that, new section, there's a wall there, new section. That's a roller shutter opening. Well, there's a small window, so that is a wall halfway there. New section. We can fit out, we zoom to fit our drawing first. So we still have a lot of unmeasured work here. So zoom in, and you tap this here to that, then you tap new section, zoom out. This is a wall. There we go. There we go. Well, ends here. New section. You start here. You go all the way. Actually, no. It all comes to here. Then you tap new section. Then you come here. Section. Here. Then we go here. New section. So I've double tapped by mistake. So there's a wall here. So you come here, you right click, continue with the machine cut walls. This is a wall, right? Right up to there, right click, new section. We have a tiny wall here. Zoom in. There we go. From can start it here all the way to here. New section. Again, if you want your lines to be very straight, you just tap on the auto. Let me zoom out. For instance, on this wall here, on this wall, if you want a very straight line, it's in auto already, so you see, it's very straight. Let me zoom out. There's a wall down here. Yeah. So zoom in always good to locate the center of the wall for accuracy purposes. Um, that's where wall starts. And since it's in order, it's very neat. Go, new section. We can zoom out. What part isn't measured? There is a toilet here. Zoom in. There we go. Right click, zoom out. Where are we? Where are we? Where are we? There's a wall here and there's a wall here. So zoom in, zoom in. You find the wall there. You tap it, right click, new section. Then new section. There's this wall here. New section. I think we've pretty much covered everything. Zoom out. Yeah, we're good, we're good. Because all these gaps are openings. So you just double tap anywhere in the screen, and as you can see, we have our measurement there for the walls as 116 meters. So that's good. You can zoom to fit now. And for visualization purposes, it's always good to have the renders, uh, basically the 3Ds, so that as you measure on your plan, you as well read off on the 3Ds, the visualizations, and your estimates can be even more accurate. So now that we're done with the walls, uh, zoom in, we can go to the structural. This is a structural drawing bit, and to break the monotony of the linear bit, we can do something different. We can take, let me zoom in. We can do, done the walls, we can do the slab. As you can see here, this is our foundation layout. We are now on the structural drawing, right? This helps me move it. So we have the foundation layout there. Now I want us to measure the typical slab layout. We'll do the first floor slab area, which is indicated here as this. These small indicators are the arrangement for the rebars, structural from the structural engineer. We have the beams, the beam code, the spacing. We have the barcode. We have the spacing, and basically the arrangement for the top bars, for the bottom bars. In Kenya, where I am, they're indicated as, for instance, this is for this is 41D10, the code is 23, the 200 is spacing, the B1 indicates the bottom one. We have another one here. We have, let me find something visible. We have here, which is the T2, basically the top bars, and it indicates as 6D8, 6 in number D8, basically the top. The T2 is the topmost bar on the slab layout. So this is a concrete slab first, as you can see. Let me zoom out. So I want us to take out the I want us to take off the measurement for the slab. Measurement is done in what, cubic meters, but we start by finding the square area, which is then multiplied by your custom depth. Depth can be different, can be, you can have depth of 150 millimeters, or rather 6 inches, you can have 8 inches, depending on your structural engineer really. So since we already have the scale, but yeah, we did the scaling on our previous video. You can watch it, and it will be easier if you started out on this video. But for, I mean, we can start with the area. So I want us to measure the area. So you tap here, and what do we call it? The first floor suspended slab. Such quantities are important even when you're ordering your concrete. You're more accurate, or when you're building, when you're taking off. So we zoom in. So our slab is to start here, right next to the grid line. As you can see, this is grid line 12A, but our slab starts just right behind it. You tap there, all the way to here. Remember, the system is in ortho here, which makes it very neat, direct, straight, square. It's important if you're a learner. Up there, that's our third corner. There we go, and that's our third corner now. Now to the final one where we started. Just tap there, double click, and well, you have your area, which is 514 square meters. As you can see, indicates very well. First floor suspended slab, our area, the total linear count. You can also find it here. You come follow my cursor. It's written as Changamwe structural. Tap there, and the lowermost icon, which is the slab, and the quantity is indicated as 514.1. Now I'll show you something very interesting. Assuming you have such a design, right? Let me zoom out. There we go. You have such a design, but let me first switch off the light. As you can see here, there is an X here, indicating there is no, basically it's a void. So there is no concrete there, it's hollow. Maybe there's a staircase, there could be a duct. In most cases, this is used to indicate a void, the X. And as you can see, we've measured it in our slab surface area, but I want us to deduct it from it, right? Because there is no building being done there. So you come here, you right click, you after you right click, you're given all these options, and I have the subtract from section option, which is the what? It's right here. It's like 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. It's basically the eighth item there. You tap it, and well, now you can zoom in a bit, zoom in, and there we go. What's going on? You tap it there. So I must have not selected it, so we can repeat again. So you right click, you tap that, and now it's ready. I apparently I didn't click on it, so you tap there, tap to the edge. You can see it's opening up even on the color, and our void goes all the way to here, then to here, and here, and you double tap on that. So and the good thing is the software deducts that for you. You can see it's a first floor slab. This is a void bit. It's indicated as negative, which is deducted and comes to 495 square meters. You zoom to fit. So we've done the first floor slab. We've done area. We've done the linear, and that's gonna be it for today. I thank you for your time, and keep watching. Yeah, there's some good stuff coming on. Good stuff. Good stuff. And subscribe to my